Hi everyone, good morning. I am Jose Christian Turillo, a second year pharmacy student, and I'll be the presenter of our group's report. Today we'll be discussing about the gathered data of Ms. Teves regarding the local history of the indigenous people in Barangay Carolan. Specifically, we'll talk about the brief history of the place, the discovery of the IP community in Barangay Carolan, the estimated population of IP, their culture, religion, and historical event that happened years ago, just like the awarding a certificate of ancestral domain title to Bukidnon Carolano. But before all of that, let me first introduce to you the beautiful place of Barangay Carolan. In the Philippines, there are about 14 to 17 million indigenous people. Most of them can be found in the areas of Visayas and Mindanao, where it includes the well-known Lumans, Bejaos, Mangyan, Ate, Tumandok, and many more. However, here in the valley mountain range of Kabankalan City lies a place called Barangay Carolan, where most of the people who lives in here belongs to the IP community. Carolan is a barangay in the city of Kabankalan in the province of Negros Occidental, a place where waterfalls flow softly from rock to rock and the streams of water are warm, crystal clear, and provide many benefits to the indigenous people of Barangay Carolan, as it provides safe drinking water, irrigation for their crops, and wash away waste. The caves and formation of rocks are just unique, and it's just mesmerizing to look at the creation of God, and that is why people under the province really wanted to visit Barangay Carolan. Did you know that Barangay Carolan was once a sitio called Carolan or Northern Binoquinon? And in 1962, it was converted into barangay where Filomeno Perkin was their first barangay captain. It was also the time when a resident of this area, Father Edalberto Tagamulila, appealed to Mr. Perkin to change the name of their barangay from Carolan to Carolan so that the people in the city of Kabankalan will no longer call them Buki every time they go there. I think it is because of the first letter in the word Carolan, or it is already the perspective of the people who lives in the urban areas see people from the rural areas of the city. But even before and up to this time, this place is abundant in various crops, which is why they are considered as the major supplier of fruits and vegetables in the city. We also have certain terms that they use, such as the kagon or mediator, an elder who resolves disputes whose job is to mediate in a disagreement, to talk to the people or to their tribe involved to help them find a solution. Isaka, a marriage proposal where one person in the relationship asks for the other's hand in marriage. It also marks the initiation of engagement, a mutual promise of later marriage. Another term that they use is dakong taho, which is a respected elder, one whose both sides of the family will stand as your parents and will talk about the agreement of proposal. Buhat, an offer of sacrificial pig, which is the ritual killing of Bukidnon Carolano tribe, offering a pig, usually a part of the religious ritual or to maintain favor with a deity. Another is lialia, a bamboo coffin where the deceased person is being wrapped. After few days, the dead person stays in his or her wake. The coffin will be brought to the BINANGKILAN cave, the tomb where they bury the dead person, or a monument to the memory of a dead person erected over their burial place. Another familiar term which most of us know is the word anting-anting, which they believe where their supernatural powers came from, wherein it has an extraordinary properties and powers from magic that can protect them from any troubles. So, have you learned new terms from the Bukidnon Carolano tribe? I hope you do, because we'll now move on to the narrative interview of Ms. Teves. On the 21st day of June 2021, one of our group mate, Miss Jessamine Teves, a resident of Barangay Carolan and also an IP, conducted a personal interview in order to gain primary information about indigenous people in their area. She interviewed her grandmother's brother, Mr. Adalberto Tagamulila, a 72-year-old man who is the chairman of the Council of IP Elders in Carolan. The two of them talked about the significant events that happened with the IPs, the estimated population, how it was declared as an IP community, their practices, as well as their religion. Ms. Teves had also gathered evidences about IP in a form of text, where she found in their barangay hall. As what they had talked about, the estimated population of Bukidnon, Carolano is approximately 7,000, but only 400 individuals were registered to Carolano Tribal Community Association, or CATRICA, which was organized on January 22, 2004 by George Largado. In terms of religion, most of the indigenous people of Barangay Carolan are Protestant Christians, knowing that in times of Spanish colonizers, the Spaniards didn't succeed from invading who were known to influence Catholicism to the place. So as a Protestant Christians, Carolanos gather for traditional worship services on Sundays, wherein they had great variety in worship expression within their church. But central to most services is a proclamation of the Bible, a sermon, hymn, singing, prayer, and regular communion. There are also significant events that happen in this IP community, such as the awarding a certificate of ancestral domain title to Bukidnon Carolano by former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo and was witnessed by government officials on March 9, 2004. The CADT covers 3,981.41 hectares of land in Barangay Carolan. Under this certificate, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, does not have the power for any land resource because the area is owned by Bukidnon Carolano, which is stated in the CADT. Anyone who wishes to put an establishment or a business infrastructure should meet first the IP Council. They as well have a self-governance empowerment justice. Among the other IP community here in the Philippines, Bukidnon Carolano indigenous people is one of the few IP community who receive CADT. Another significant event was on 2020 when George M. Largado, also a Bukidnon Carolano, was appointed by Duterte as an IP Commissioner of Region 6, Western Visayas. This tribe is also full of socio-cultural practices like having a high respect to the father of the family in terms of decision-making and communal ownership of tax-exempted land. Just an additional information, Republic Act No. 8371, also known as the Indigenous Peoples Rights Act of 1997, is an act to recognize, protect, and promote the rights of indigenous cultural communities, indigenous peoples, creating a national commission on indigenous peoples, establishing implementing mechanisms, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Did you know that during the Spanish colonization period, Carolans had a tragic encounter with the Spaniards and it was described as the Holocaust of an Aboriginal people? It is an unequal battle which led to the death of the legendary chief of the Manyabog tribe, Asian tribe in Carolan before the Bukidnon Carolano, as well as the fall of this tribe. As his comrades found themselves without a leader, they preferred to die rather than to be subjugated by the Spaniards. They killed themselves and become called as the Carolan's tragedy, or the infamous tribal suicide. Thank you for listening and God bless.